I'm so shocked. You're telling me that I wasn't supposed to know that if I went on Dylan's channel, even if I had a nice conversation with him, that there wouldn't be a setup?
Like, it's not.
Just be honest.
Like
You wanted the drama. Just be fucking honest about it, mate. Why are you fucking doing this? Just be honest.
Where did the disagreements really lie there? That's my first question.
Well, I mean, I've got something to throw in there. I've actually got an example of toxicity we can maybe discuss that happened recently. So, obviously, Big Papa Fascist and Dylan had a conversation. At a certain point, Rhyzohm interjected to make some points, apparently, of his own accord. However, it transpired later that Dylan had actually put Rhyzohm up to it. And he didn't clarify that. His chat thought Rhyzohm was a dickhead, but it was Dylan's doing that happened. And I don't think Big Papa Fascist knew that was the case either. So maybe we can clear that up now.
Oh, well, gee.
Okay.
I'm so shocked. You're telling me that a leftist set me up. I'm so shocked. You're telling me that I wasn't supposed to know that if I went on Dylan's channel, even if I had a nice conversation with him, that there wouldn't be a setup? Well, I mean, you must be talking to the wrong guy, because that's just how it works. Man.
I think Rhyzohm feels set up too.
Dylan, go ahead.
Okay. So I was a while ago, right? And I'm not gonna whine. I'm not a fucking victim, right? But a while ago, a Big Papa Fascist, said something about my suicide attempt being fake, and he said that I'm not, like, I faked my homosexuality, or I faked my my sexuality or whatever, right? And so I messaged Rhyzohm while I was talking to Big Papa Fascist, trying to figure out, how the fuck do I actually work this into the conversation? Because
well, you just ask, and you don't be like a passive aggressive wuss about it. That's how you work it in.
Hold on, let Dylan continue.
I was having a very polite conversation with you back and forth, Big Papa Fat. It's kind of hard to transition from, hey, we're talking about the space, to, hey, remember that time you accused me of faking my suicide attempt? It's kind of like a hard transition to make in a conversation, right? Like, it's not.
Just be honest. You wanted the drama. Just be fucking honest about it, mate. Why are you fucking doing this? Just be honest.
Let Dylan finish the point, and then you can all interject.
Look, you could say it was for the drama or because I wanted to bring it up. I think you can say that I thought the conversation was boring and I kind of wanted to talk about that, but I also didn't want it because I didn't know how to make the transition in the conversation too. Yeah, it was two things.
Okay.
Well, wait a second. Go ahead.
Wait,
I'm sorry.
To make sure. Andrew, did you want to follow that?
Yeah, so, I mean, it's very typical, right? Most leftists are very passive-aggressive and confrontation avoidant. Not all of them, like Chud Logic up there, who eats Big Papa Fascist, he's not confrontation avoidant. So you can kind of give the blue-haired guy that, right? But a lot of these guys, they're pretty confrontation avoidant. They don't really want to, go at you on various issues, especially since oftentimes they get destroyed on those issues, and they look stupid. Far easier for them to farm drama than actually discuss political issues or their political takes on things, especially if you've already been in debates with them and just absolutely destroyed them. They get upset by that type of thing. So it's almost like revenge porn for leftists, right? We'll just farm up some drama, or we'll dogpile this guy, or whatever they can do. It's not like there's tons of us in this space, right? So it doesn't shock me. I did want to go and have just a good faith conversation. He should have just asked me about it. I would have just told him.
And Chud Logic, did you want to add to this as well before Dylan gets another go?
One quick thing I want to clarify. Have we decided whether the Down syndrome Dylan thing is funny or not?
It's funny.
Any
Dylan,
other?
What is this?
I feel like, Vosh, I feel like we
weigh in
should
on
get
that.
context.
Yeah,
just
I need
because,
a little bit of
so,
context
that's-
for the
so-
Down syndrome Dylan thing.
right. So I'd like to ask that. Additionally, I want to go to Dylan now, and then after that, IRI. Dylan, before we continue, if this is what we're going to be talking about, would you mind filling us in on any information the audience might not have on this particular subject?
Please.
So me and Big Papa Fascist.
If you start stacking slurs in the chat, you're gone.
Like me,
don't do it.
Or I guess the feelings mutual a little bit. And he'll retweet me, or he'll say something, take a jab or whatever. And that's fine. That's how Twitter is. It's whatever. And one time we were going back and forth a little bit, and he, in a tweet, it was three things. It was Down syndrome Dylan, which who gives a fuck? I really don't care that much. And then it was basically faking my sexuality, and also I faked my suicide attempt, right? And yeah, I mean,
I don't remember the.
Where does the Down syndrome thing come from?
Well, but then
What's the
wait,
Down
sorry.
syndrome about?
What about
the Down syndrome? The Down syndrome thing is just, I think, He was just calling me. He just, I don't know. He's just accusing me of.
Well, no,
I think it was just a joke. I think it was
let me
just a joke.
just explain it so that even though explaining the meme destroys just how hilarious it was, but honestly, and I'm not fucking around here. If you take a picture of Dylan and you put it right next to a person with Down syndrome, the guy looks like he's got fucking Down syndrome. Like, you can't get mad at me for this, okay? So I made the meme, right, and I put it up there, and it was fucking hilarious. Now, you can get mad about it all you want, but that's just the truth, right? People make fun of me all the time. I get it. I understand. But that's what memeing is. It's funny shit.
I do
What
want
about
to know
the...
really quickly, if I may, since it was taken a while ago. IRI, you said you wanted to add something.
Well, I think wasn't Rhyzohm in that same call with Dylan and Andrew or something? So like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think the context was fully explained. I feel like Dylan, you explained how the tweet came about, but people don't understand. People don't know the conversation or what's happening or what was referenced.
So yeah, me and Big Papa Fascist, I had a time slot to fill, so I invited Big Papa Fascist on, and we were talking for I think an hour and 45 minutes. An hour and 30 minutes in, we were talking about the space, and I was like, fuck, my viewers aren't really enjoying this, and I don't know how to bring this over to the fucking other topic, right? Because I just didn't know how to bring it over to the other topic, and it was also kind of boring. And so I messaged Rhyzohm like, yo, how do I fucking bring this into the conversation?
Spice it up, didn't you?
Yeah, I wanted him to bring it up. Yeah.
Well, can I give the wording of what you said for the?
I called it a grenade. Like, hey, can we drop this grenade in this conversation? It's kind of boring.
Kind of like a toxicity bomb.
Well, okay, so the wording was this: want to drop a grenade from Dylan? I say, haha, what you thinking? And yes, Dylan says, ask about him doubting my suicide attempt on Twitter. Say you saw it. I did not send this. I said, like, ask him what. I ask him what about that? If not, what that is about? If not drama farming. Dylan says, yeah. And I was like, I don't know the tweet. Do I need the context? And then you send a screenshot to reference the tweet. And then I scroll through Twitter, find the tweet, and then we pick up from there.
Okay. So my response to this would be, if someone says you're doubting your suicide attempt, me having it brought up in conversation, okay, is not adding toxicity, right?
It just sounds so butthurt. You just sound butthurt. Like, you guys sound butthurt, and you wanted to ambush me because you were fucking butthurt that I made fun of you. Like, just say BPF, you made fun of me, and it hurt my feelings when you made fun of me. Just say it.
Big Papa Fashion. It isn't the Down syndrome Dylan thing, okay? It isn't even the faking sexuality, because I get it enough, right? Mm-hmm. Can you explain the third one at least to me?
Yeah, so if you have a history of being a chronic liar, and you have a history of doing the kinds of shit that you did, especially with Prime K's, I have no incentive to believe a word that comes out of your mouth, and I assume that 99% of the things that you do are for the purpose of attention whoring. Now, as to that, after that meme dropped, one of your friends, and I'm not going to name who that is, came in and actually showed me fairly compelling evidence that you were telling the truth. Now, this shocked me as much as probably it shocked anybody on this panel that Dylan Burns was telling the truth, but apparently he was, so I dropped it.
Okay. If I might, because this is very personal and bordering on just personal attacks, if you acknowledge then that you were incorrect in that assessment, Andrew, would you be willing to apologize for inaccurately judging Dylan's character with regards to those particular topics?
I would literally rather drink turpentine and piss on a brush fire than say that I'm sorry to Dylan Burns about anything ever. But I'll caveat it with this, which is that I was incorrect in my assessment. However, if you have nothing but evidence showing that somebody generally doesn't tell the truth or sets up things like he just did when he tried to set me up, as we just found out, right? Under false pretenses, because this is what people who are chronic liars do. There's no reason for me to believe a word that comes out of this guy's mouth, so I'm just instantly going to assume it's bullshit.
Can I ask you? Wait, can I not respond? Okay.
Oh, no, Dylan, go ahead. And after that, I'd like to hear from people who are not Andrew or Dylan, however briefly. Dylan, go ahead.
Okay. You can't say that I'm crying about being angry about being called names, and then when I have somebody bring this up to you in a conversation, right? Then you're saying, oh, Dylan's setting me up. This was like a scheme or whatever. This wasn't like something I planned from the fucking beginning. I didn't know how to fucking bring it up. That's why I fucking talked to Rhyzohm about it.
You didn't plan it before I came on? But then why did you
No,
say
I
drop
didn't.
the bomb?
Well, no, you can ask
That
Rhyzohm
sounds
then.
like it's been planned, man. What are you talking about?
You can ask
All right.
Rhyzohm.
What are you talking about?
So wait a
It
moment.
wasn't-
Obviously, this is a very back and forth topic. To everyone else, you can comment on this or on Twitch toxicity broadly, though they seem to be intertwined. Would anyone else like to weigh in?
Well, yeah, I think
I was
Chud
just
brought
gonna
this
a-
in
Yeah,
as
wait,
an
Sun-
example of toxicity.
Gotcha.
I
And
was just gonna
Sansol has
ask-
raised his hand multiple times, so please
Yeah.
go ahead.
I just want to ask, which of this equation is the toxic part? Is it the original tweet? Is it the attempted confrontation later on? I would say the original tweet. Sorry, Andrew, pretty toxic. All right,
You laughed
You're-
your
I
ass
don't-
off.
Andrew
You
doesn't
laughed
care.
your
Andrew-
fucking
You-
ass off. I bet you DM'd me
Admit-
and put LOL. I bet you did, Sonzel. I bet you
I don't
did.
fucking know. But, like, is that the toxic part, or is it the fucking confrontation part? Because it feels like you're not willing to say that you were toxic for like tweeting the thing out, but it was toxic for him to try and bring it up in a conversation later on, right?
No, I didn't say any of it was toxic.
Oh, okay. Well,
So I
If
don't
it's
know.
not-
Just build
if it's not-
build
Why are
a
you
different
complaining?
build a
Wait,
different straw
if-
man.
wait,
If
why?
the
Wait, no. Why are you
wait,
complaining?
wait. If the claim isn't that it's toxic, in what way does this relate to the question being posed?
Well, it doesn't relate to the question that was being posed. This is obviously something that was personal that he wanted to confront. I don't think any of it was toxic. From my perspective, I expect every time I go onto a leftist panel to get ambushed. Why wouldn't I?
Well, Chud brought this up, so
right, yeah. Chud,
so
you
shouldn't
brought
he
this
explain
up.
why this is toxic? Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Chud.
Well, okay,
In
the reason
terms
I
of the
think this is-
toxicity, how do you think? Where does this lie?
Well, the reason I just thought it was worth bringing up is, we're talking about toxicity, drama, and I guess I was just interested to understand how Dylan's actions in this case fit in with his kind of view of Twitch politics as being a kind of drama-riddled hellhole and a toxic mess.
Gotcha. Stardust, you've had your hand up for quite a while. My apologies.
No problem. So I do think that it is toxic in the sense that even sorry, Andrew. I think the actual victim here is Rhyzohm, because I think Rhyzohm kind of was dropped into something that, I mean, you're a victim too, but I think Rhyzohm is even more of a victim.
That shit was
Rhyzohm
funny.
was kinda-
That shit was funny. No one's a victim. Stop being a fucking victim. God, this is any
wait a
victims.
minute, Andrew,
Andrew.
Andrew,
Andrew.
just
All
a
right,
minute,
I'm
just a
sorry.
minute, Andrew, okay?
All right.
When we're talking about the conversation, I think the conversation where Dylan said, to Rhyzohm, hey, do you want to drop a bomb? That's the one where Rhyzohm was kind of set up. It feels like that's kind of like, because then, he didn't know what he was in for. As far as the
Let me
tweet-
also just point out for the
What?
record, because Dylan, this
Yeah.
is the thing that got me the most, is after that, and after I dropped the grenade in the conversation, Dylan just fucked off and walked away.
he walked away.
Well, why did you
and
do
then
it,
Rhyzohm was
bro?
left.
Why? I mean, why did you do
Rhyzohm-
You
it?
can talk about that all day. Yeah, you can talk about that all day, and I shouldn't have done it. I agree with that.
So I mean, like,
But
so
here's the
who's to
thing.
bitch then? Like, you did
well,
it.
Well, here's
It's
Right?
not just an all or nothing thing.
Rhyzohm did it, but Rhyzohm, I don't think he anticipated it to turn into what it did, and he wasn't sure what he was in for, and Dylan walked away. So I feel bad for both Rhyzohm and Andrew, though more for Rhyzohm. Sorry, Andrew. As far as sorry, Dylan. But as far as the meme, the first part of the meme isn't that funny to me. The second part of the
Course not.
meme is kind of funny.
It's funny.
No, the
just
second
call him-
part of the
Call him Lego Head like the rest of us.
Lego Head is funny.
I'm sorry. I mean, who am I offending, right? Like Vosh, our moderator, our esteemed moderator who came in tonight, took time out of
I'm
his
not
day.
esteemed.
He retweeted it and he made his own. That was like beep boop 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 or some shit where he's making fun of fucking Burns too, right? Because Dylan Burns is just kind of funny to make fun of. Okay, he's just kind of funny to make
this
fun
is
of.
how it goes.
It's fun.
I don't
I
believe
have no
that,
problem.
man.
I have no guys.
Hold
I have
on.
no problem.
3 people
with
now. Stardust, finish, please.
Yeah, so sorry. I have no problem with people making fun of each other. I think that's like a great dynamic. I think people should be making fun of each other. I like to call Chud Logic. I just realized my passion for calling Chud Logic a fat whore. But I do think that that probably Lego Head would be better. But my main point is that I think it was very toxic behavior towards Rhyzohm. I think majority of the toxicity on this platform is people kind of like
Don't you
pulling the
dad
rug out
dick
from under
people?
each other.
Like, isn't that your shtick? You dad
I
dick
do
them?
dad dick people.
What is the point of
specifically
that?
workers.
What's the point of that? Right?
It's just weird.
Because they
It's just to
handle
start. It's to
bad
start
dick.
shit. It's to start shit,
It is to
right?
start shit.
Yeah. So just
But
stop
usually they're
grandstanding.
flabbergasted.
Stardust.
They can't.
Yeah, for sure. Catch you guys soon.
See you,
Also,
Rhyzohm.
also, just before you go, Rizzo, I don't blame you for that shit. Just so you know.
Oh, we're good. We can go. Yeah, and we can go back and forth about whatever we want at any point.
Yeah. I'm just letting you
while.
know. I don't blame you for that.
It's all blood sports. We're all good. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't even give a shit. Like I wouldn't have even thought about it again ever, except that it was brought up here. Just so you know, right? So
fair enough.
Anyway, have a good night. I'm also gonna get the hell out of here. Thanks, I guess everyone for being
It is
here
around
and
that
hosting.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I